Welcome back to Steps Turbo. This is my most important video yet because it's about my favorite game of all time. And so it really matters to me how this turns out, but we're going to see, because a lot of this is going to, as I tell this story, you're going to find out, is a shot in the dark. I've been wanting to do this video and get this item I have in my hands now for about 5 years. And first I gotta say, my favorite game of all time is Ys, book 1 and 2 for the Turbografx. Not Wise, but Ys is pronounced Ys. I know most of you know that by now, but some of you, if you see it, it looks like it's Wise, but it's not. But I first played it on a PC Engine Mini because I didn't play it originally back in the day. I had a Sega Genesis, and then I had a Super Nintendo. But I remember I had a subscription to Electronic Gaming Monthly, and I had the 1991 Video Games Buyer Guide, which would have came out at the end of 1990. This was actually released in October of 1990, and I had that buyer's guide, and I'm looking through all the best games, because, if you're obsessed with video games, you want to know what's the best of the best. And then you see these phenomenal reviews for this game you've never heard of before, and it's the most phenomenal RPG ever made. The perfect game finally happened. The ultimate RPG game if you have the expensive CD Rom attachment. And that's where your heart just sunk, because, if you're 9-10 years old, you're not gonna have $400 to buy some expensive CD Rom attachment. And so it was kind of a game that I thought was unplayable in the fact that I could not obtain it, I could not play it, so put it out of mind. But I remember reading this in this damn magazine. You don't forget that stuff, right? And then the other comment I remember, so it's like the most amazing soundtrack, and they rated it 8, 10, and 9, and 8, which is pretty damn good for Electronic Gaming Monthly back in the day. They even gave Devil's Crush Pinball, one of them gave it a 5, which is absolutely wrong. I don't know if any of you have ever played that pinball game on the Turbografx. One of the best pinball games of all time. So they were harsh, and you got some pretty damn good scores here. And then I remember I found Happy Console Gamer on YouTube, and I started watching a lot of his videos. At first I was like, who's this guy? Why do you keep recommending this in my feed? But I kept watching him for some reason, and he grew on me, and I was like, now he's like my favorite YouTuber ever. But he had so many episodes on Ys, I was like, I gotta play Ys. I gotta play Ys. And so when they announced the Turbografx Mini and the PC Engine Mini, I was like, I need this as soon as possible. And Japan had it first. I imported it from Japan, the PC Engine Mini. It's right here. And this is during COVID, so I had plenty of time, and I'm sorry about the lighting. I had plenty of time, and it went by really quick. I 100% of that game. It took me, I guess, right just above 20 hours. But like when I first turned that sucker on, and you hear that music that just kind of like pulls you in, and it's just, it pulls you in, but it's also peaceful. And then you hear the voice of Alan Oppenheimer, who's the voice of Skeletor, and he's like, Ys, the ideal utopia. And I'm not doing any justice because I'm not his voice.
Ys, the ideal utopia. Once a country so peaceful and prosperous. A country where children were as free as the wind. A country where harmony blew through the hearts of all men.
But I was just like, man, even though, like, by today's standards, it's not much, because everything has audio, talking and fantastic music and things like that. But back then, this is like one of the first games to ever have Red Book audio. And not only that, but had really great actors like Jim Cummings, who did Darkwing Duck, is in this.
All communication to Dome Tower has been cut off. What should we do to stop this rogue? His bravery presents an interesting challenge. Let's see how far this Adol character can go before we crush him. Very well then, sir.
Obviously Alan Oppenheimer I just mentioned. You know, the list goes on. It's just a phenomenal cast. But Alan really like stuck out to me, and I really love the intro, and then it goes into this amazing music that just pulls you into the game, and you're like, oh my god, this cinematic intro, and you're like, oh, I gotta play this. And I was able to put myself there like it was 1990, and then my mind was just absolutely blown, and I don't know how I managed it, but maybe there's just so much hype for this game. I finally get to play it. And so I played it through, and I'm like, I love this game. I love this game so much. Definitely one of my favorites. You know, you collect the 6 books, and then then the second game you return the 6 books, and then you finally, you know, go to the boss and beat the game. And that sounds like a really quick summary, but man, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. Have you played this game? Let me know. Please let me know if you played this game, because it's just so good. I can't do it any justice with any description. And I can sit here and read you a long description. It's not going to do much good for me. But what I did back during COVID, because I started writing a lot of different celebrities and asking them for things. And so, you know, autographs, basically, just to see if I get lucky. I never expect anything, but like if something came back in the mail, great, you know? Like actually, got Robbie Krieger back from The Doors. I got an autographed Waiting for the Sun print, and that was really cool. So I sent a couple prints to Alan Oppenheimer, okay? And here's the prints, okay? Here's the prints. I sent him a Skeletor. Sorry, sent him a Skeletor, and I sent him an Ease. This right here, which this, I'll have to explain this, but this is actually, this part here that you see here is actually the cover of the CD Rom, but this wasn't the slipcover for the CD, but it looks like a typical Turbografx slipcover. Okay, so I got a letter back from Celebworks, and he signed it. He says, Kristen, I am unable to sign these for the above reasons. Thank you for being a fan. And then it says thanks, and I think he might have just signed his first name, not his last name. But up here, basically, it says that he signed things for fans for years, and he's contractually unable to do so anymore. And he's got a lot of requests, and that autograph send-ins and photos start at such and such a price. Please email here. So here's what I gotta tell you. He didn't have to write me this back. He could have just sent this back in the mail and signed on nothing. So he did actually take the time to tell me, which was really cool. But of course, this itself is kind of a cool piece. I want to keep it. But it wasn't, you know, obviously it wasn't what I wanted. It didn't give me the end result, and that's okay. That's okay. I actually was gonna meet him once, and I showed up on Sunday, and he had left already, so I didn't get to meet him. So that's when I wrote him. Actually, I would have paid to meet him. I really would have. It just didn't turn out because he was already gone. But my favorite game, I was like, And it's really tough because I grew up with Masters of the Universe. This was a big deal to me.
Skeletor to King Rendor! Skeletor to King Rendor! Come in, you royal boob!
So I had to decide. If I do something, what do I want to get signed? And I'm like, you know what? I want to have the Ease because that's my favorite video game. I think it's historic as one of the first Red Book audio games of all time. I absolutely love his narration. I love his acting as Darm.
My followers and I were born from the dark magic of the Black Pearl. I am the living epitome of terror and destruction. You don't stand a chance against my forces of decimation. I shall crush and consume.
And who he's also the final boss of book 2. And I absolutely was like, this is important, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna go for, right? So when I finally get up the time, the money, the energy, I'm like, okay, it's time to do this. It's now or never. He's getting older. He's like 95, you know. And I want to send this out now. And I wanted a poster for ease, and I wanted it to look something like this. The problem though is this isn't the right dimensions, okay? And actually somebody created this, I believe. I believe, because I've seen it on Happy Console Gamer. He had the actual slipcover, and it just has this cover here.
This is the original packaging. This is what it looked like on the Turbo Duo.
And I knew that it was gonna be hard to find a poster where it was just this, unless somebody had a perfect scan of that original cover. It was gonna be hard. So actually I consulted. Once I Googled and I found a poster, but it was like a European version of the poster. And it was on Nerd Herd Printing, who does do good prints, and I do recommend buying posters from him. But it didn't look like the poster that I wanted. And I'm being really picky. This is really important to me. This is my item. This is the one that I've wanted so much. So what I did instead is I created it. I created it myself. I actually asked ChatGPT. I said, hey, I want it to be these dimensions. I want to make a poster. Where could I find what I want? I need a good print, a good resolution image of the Ease Book 1 and 2 cover, and it said, get this from the Internet Archive. I got it from the Internet Archive. It was too dark. Obviously, I also had some logos in some places I didn't want it. So I used Photoshop, and I used some AI tools in Photoshop to remove some things, and then obviously correct the image. So that wasn't going to be an issue. And then I also went ahead and brightened it up and tried to clear it up a bit. And then I made it poster length so that it had the Turbografx CD Rom playing, and then it had, if you can see it on here, there's little dots and things like that. And I put those logos there, just like that, and made it a poster. I think it's 18 by 24. And then I contacted Celebworks, and I said, this is what I want. You know, I paid for it. And what I paid for was for it to be signed by Alan Oppenheimer, and I paid for it to have an inscription. And I am looking nervous to open this. I've not opened it yet. I'm going to open it live. I'm going to get my reaction, and then I'll show it to you. But I'm really, really nervous because this is a big deal to me. I'm like I know it's, but you know, I don't know. This could look like crap because I don't know. I had a poster company print it for me and then send it directly to Celebworks, and then have Alan sign it and inscribe it. And so it's high risk. I haven't seen it. So I'm like $200 into this, and I don't know what it's gonna look like. And I just like threw dice, bought a lottery ticket, whatever you want to call it, and I'm hoping this turns out as well as I want it to. So I'm gonna get the box. We're gonna find out. All right, got a box cutter. We gotta be very careful. I'm nervous. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Bear with me here. We're gonna open it very carefully. I'm gonna look at this and then I'll show you. And I'm really hoping this is good. I got the tape taken care of. We're gonna see now. We're gonna see. Oh my god. Oh, I don't even know if it's the right direction. It could be upside down for all I know, right? Let's see. Maybe it's gonna be this way. It looks like it should be this way, but you never know. I'm gonna try to make sure I get my expressions on the screen. I'm gonna turn the lights on. Because I need to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to see this. Okay. Let's hope this turned out. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it turned out, man. It turned out. I gotta show this to you. It turned out. Yay, happy day, happy day. Oh, it's really good quality print too. Oh. Check it out. Look at this, man. And now the mystery unfolds, which are the last words he says during the intro. And then it goes into the music, and it's so good.
The legend has been silenced for over 700 years. And now, the mystery unfolds.
And we got him to sign it, and I made the poster, and look at it, it turned out great. Look at this, and I got a certification up here too. It's certified, signed, and wow, this is good stuff. This is really good quality print. This is AI won for me this time. You never know what's gonna happen, man. You never know. You never know. But there it is. I got it. Mr. Alan Oppenheimer signed. He's book 1 and 2 for the Turbografx CD. Such good stuff, man. I'm gonna have to get a frame. We're gonna frame it. And we're gonna move Star Fox probably. I'll put another game next to that. And then down the road, I may actually have some other actors, voice actors from this game sign it. Man, that's great. I was so nervous. I was like, maybe this will be a crappy print, but it's really thick. It's really nice. They did a good job at Vistaprint, I think it was. Man, thank you, AI. Thank you for sure. So there's my story of not having the poster I wanted, so I went ahead and created it, sent it on blind faith to Celebworks, and had Alan Oppenheimer sign it. I'm very grateful to Alan for being available to do that. You know, some people don't, especially when they're of the retirement age. You know, to have originally responded to me on this and write me handwritten note on the bottom, that was really awesome of him too. And I'm glad that the item is finally signed, and I get to share it with all of you. Do you guys have any sort of video game items that mean a lot to you that are signed, or do you have anything you yearn to have signed in your collection? That would be great to know. I'd love to talk to you all about it. I thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so I continue to tell you awesome stories, help me grow, and I'd really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the story, please give it a thumbs up, and God bless. See you in the next one. Peace.